Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Maldives, as you know from the speech of my colleague Sinan, consists of 1,190 coral islands, of which 375 islands are inhabited. About 70% of these islands are less than 1 meter above sea level. So hence we face the realities of climate change not tomorrow or in the future. As you can see, we face it right here today. Uncontrolled development with a lack of regard to the environment have resulted in an add-on effect of accelerating the impacts of climate change and sea level rise. Hence there is a need more than ever to have some kind of control and developments with impacts and mitigation measures addressed, that is a good EIA system. So this leads us to my topic of identifying weaknesses in the quality of EIA reports that is submitted in Maldives. Before dwelling into the methodology that I used for my paper, I think it is important to look into the EIA procedure that we follow in the Maldives. Each EIA report prepared for an agreed terms of reference by registered consultants is submitted to our department, Environmental Protection Agency Maldives, and is reviewed by 2 independent experts. For the experts were selected, like if it's a harbor project, it would go to 2 coastal experts. And they will send in their comments stating that this and this needs to be improved in the report, or that the report is perfectly fine and can be approved. So based on the reviewer's comments, we issue a decision statement which can have one of 3 outcomes, as you can see here. If the report is perfectly fine, it can be approved in one go. If it requires amendments in different sections, we would request the report to be revised, and hence the review process would begin again. And there's a third option, the project may get rejected. However, this is very rare. It is so rare that it has never been followed since the regulation came into effect in 2007. The approach that I took was I took 90 EIA reports, that was from the first half of 2011, and I analyzed reports that got approved in one go and those that required additional information before approval. And of those reports that required resubmission and resubmission before approval, the chapters of the reports that required amendment was determined. As you all may know, each EIA report consists of 6 major chapters, that is project description, existing environment, alternatives, impacts and mitigation, and stakeholder consultation. So looking at the results, about half of the reports required resubmission before being approved. This says that half of the time the quality of the reports are not so good. So looking at the chapter by chapter analysis, it can very clearly be seen that project description and existing environment are the dominant areas that require revision before being approved. So does this mean that all the other sections are of the best quality? Does this mean that project-specific impacts and mitigations are addressed in all EIA reports? That all relevant stakeholders are consulted in these reports? And all alternatives are explored before selecting the location, the technology? I had a hunch that this is not the case, because many of the EIA reports that I have had a look at, if it is prepared by the same consultant on the same project area, for example, for harbor project prepared by the same consultant, usually there will be chapters that are almost like copy-paste, almost like 2 twins, identical twins. So how can we test this? How can we have a quantitative measure of testing which sections of the reports had the greatest degree of similarity. There's a function in Adobe Acrobat that allowed me to do just that. It could pick up between pairs of reports the exact sentences or blocks of sentences or paragraphs that are similar. So from that, I calculated a similarity index, which divided the number of blocks similar with the number of pages in the section. This analysis was carried out between pairs of reports on the same project, similar type of project, for example, Harvard project, which is prepared by the same consultant, so that there's a consistency. But this doesn't mean that it is in the same location or the same technology is used. So there should be some degree of project specificity in the EIA report. So the results suggest that impacts and mitigation had the highest similarity index, and this kind of says that in impacts and mitigation, mostly it is repetitive. So is this significant? Are the differences significant? A one-way ANOVA was done for this data, and it was found that in fact the difference was significant for impacts and mitigation and stakeholder consultation and existing environment. So you would assume that existing environment and stakeholder consultation should be specific. It's very hard to copy-paste baseline information or stakeholder consultation. So in conclusion, current evaluation procedures mostly detect shortcomings in existing environment and project description. From the similarity index analysis, it seems that project specificity is least in impacts and mitigation. Policy direction needs to explore ways of incorporating specific impacts and mitigation into the EIA system. So thank you.